The reason why you come to my channel is for all of the various rogue brews that we play, so I think you'll appreciate this rogue deck that we're playing here this morning, okay? Again, this is one of the many proven decks that's up on my website, so we're just making a point to get through and try and get videos up there for everything, so that way people looking for historic stuff have a nice place to get not only deck lists, but also videos of those deck lists being played. This deck's very good, you know? You've got the Thieves Guild Enforcer, Soaring Thought-Thief, Merfolk Windrobber package as ways to close games out, as well as ways to generate card advantage with things like Lurrus, the Dream Dead, bringing them back again and again and again. You've got Drowned in the Loch, which is basically a murder counterspell split card with your mill enablers. And then you've got Memory Lapse, which is basically a counterspell when you have these cards that mill cards off the top of your opponent's deck. This archetype gets to leverage Thoughtseize and Inquisition. You get to play Fatal Push and Brainstorm. RTX voice crashed. I apologize. Thank you for the heads up. I was saying I agree with you, Therapy. The way they used to advertise Magic stuff is much better than the way they would do it today. Play the game, see the world. You should play Magic and get to come out and play Magic with other people. Is definitely the right approach to have things. Logarath, thanks for the Prime support. There's a ton of great people you can drop that off with every single month here on Twitch. Thanks for supporting my content with it. Wouldn't be here without folks like you. Ooh. Looks like our opponent is playing playing one of the decks that we're going to play later today, actually. A little bit of Dead Guy AL action here for them. I'm going to take Knight of the Ebon Legion here. Because we drew this Fatal Push that they don't know about from their Thoughtseize, so hopefully Silverquill's not going to name that. They know about these three cards. I imagine they'll name one of these two. Naming one of these two makes a lot of sense. And that's actually a pretty good draw, because it means that I can Brainstorm and push this turn while cracking that next turn. Ooh, that's really good. Just like, in general, like, hey, streamer, you sound like shit this morning. Are you feeling okay? Like, I know comments like that usually aren't intended or come from a place of malice, but, like, they're just really shitty things to say to a person. Like, It's like walking up to a woman with a large stomach and asking her if she's pregnant. There's just no upside to your comment. Because either, here's the two possibilities for your, hey Jeff, you sound stuffed up this morning. Either one, I am feeling stuffed up, and I know it, and you're needling me about feeling bad. Or two, I don't feel like I'm off or sound bad, but you're saying, hey, you sound like shit. Why do you sound like shit? So they attacked like this so they could do this. So I can't do this end of turn. I think that's a good exchange for me, right? I don't really have allergies. I just like, I woke up late this morning. I've been awake for like not even half an hour. It's like usually it takes me a second to get to the point where you hear me at the end of the day. Or in the, normally when I pop on. Ulamo, thanks for the follow. Ford Smith, thanks for the 27 months. Welcome back. Thanks for helping me get through the 15th longest month of my life. Johnny Hotbox, thanks for the 13. I think this is a mistake on the opponent's part here. Unless they have a spell they really want to resolve this turn, I think they're supposed to like hold this Inquisition until I draw the Lurrus. Yeah, especially with Thoughtseize. They should have Thoughtseized first. Because like now I get to play into the story because I'm a new Blucker. Welcome to Thunderdome. I'm gonna do this now so I can get a land drop. Sure. It's not a land drop, but like also beggars shan't be choosers. Like, you know, deal. Yeah, this card's like dig through time, right? Your first one draws you your second one. They could name Drowned Loch here. See that? I think this is a mistake. They should know we play 4 Drowns. And like I've already played a Fatal Push and I've not yet played a Drown, so I think they named incorrectly with this. It's a really tough card to play optimally. Yeah, the concession there seems very reasonable. I don't think they're coming back at that point. Crippling Fear sounds great. Tyrant Scorn sounds great. I assume my opponent's bringing in copies of Rest in Peace. Do I want to trim like some of my cards to try and mitigate the impact of that? I feel like the answer is yes. Like maybe we cut a couple copies of Drown in the Loch, expecting Rest in Peace to come in. There is merit too, because like Drown in the Loch can counter Rest in Peace. Yeah, I think we'd drop off some of our regular viewers playing a deck like this later in the stream. So when we play the stock proven decks, I'm gonna put them first to start the day. You're definitely right, Kicker. Maldia, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Maybe try Memory Lapse on the draw here too. It could be right to leave all these in though, because they play to the board, which is important in this matchup. So normally I'd cut, something I talk about a lot is cutting discard spells in the discard spell mirror match, but with them having a card like Rest in Peace in their deck, I think it's actually important that I leave Thoughtseize and Inquisition in my deck here, because I want to be able to try and tag that before it happens. We get Elish Norn and HA5. Is it more of a sideboard cheat into play card, or is it good in decks that want it? I imagine it's going to become one of the better reanimate cards. Hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers that we get Elish Norn and Jin Gitaxias today. If we get both of those, reanimator decks might really be worth exploring. Like, both those cards are ballers. Jin Gitaxias is like a fair Gristle brand. It's a really sweet design. Majel, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Roki's current stream title is the last pro Magic player do I feel attacked. Listen, chat. I was playing Magic as a professional full-time person making their salary off it before Crokies had ever heard of Arena. So I'll be here. I'll be here for plenty of time. I'm not attacked by that. The Zoomers have to clickbait, chat. You gotta clickbait. I'm just gonna be here with my mostly accurate stream title. And we'll save clickbait for my kind of funny faces on YouTube video descriptions on occasion. Also, I'm pretty sure Crokies is as old as I am, but he's also a Zoomer by Magic standards, so I think my statement stands. Anyone with fewer kids than you is a Zoomer. That's a pretty wide net. I have a lot of children. Ooh, that's a good one. Jeff almost has a playset of kids. Yeah, we're good at the 3 marker. Sub because Hookman isn't going to the PT anytime soon. Yes, chat. If you want to help me make up for the fact that my dream of being a professional Magic player is dead, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. No, I no longer have that cushy WotC money to fall back on. We finished Burial at Sea Part 1 yesterday, but there's a second part to it too. Are you gonna die to this Knight of the Ebon Legion? You might die to this Knight of the Ebon Legion shit. I think cutting Lurrus for just Brazen Borrower is a pretty big mistake. This is also like an archetype that's like had a lot of people play it, and there's a reason why they're all playing this card. Even when this isn't an explicitly a graveyard tool, it's still very good. We found the Night Answer. In the nick of time. Guinea, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate the third of a year. Welcome back. I don't think we're fighting over our threats. I think our answers are being saved for their threats this game. For a small amount of bits each month, you too can support those affected by the loss of the MTG Pro Circuit. Kind of hoping to draw... Well, I mean, that's the start. So kind of hoping to draw some land so we can curve this out. This deck's so dumb. Alright, well, if they don't have... If this isn't a removal spell, we're in a pretty okay spot. Oh, crap. This puts my lands into play tapped. Huh. Oh! Oh, I messed up. I should have played this on my turn to mill this. I'm not used to playing this deck. And it wasn't the flash trap so much as I just wasn't wasn't prepared for wasn't used to the explicit play patterns we have here. Man, this game is over. Are we done here? This card is just not okay. It's just completely unreasonable. You're taking Python classes to advance your career. Any tips? I'm really good at like teaching math style stuff, but teaching programming style stuff is really outside my wheelhouse. I'm someone who always learns best by doing. So like when I need to learn a programming language, I like pick a project I want to do and just build that project usually. Yeah, Python's object oriented. It seems like not great, but it's got like Brainstorm, fetch land, and lands, so definitely keepable. I guess I'm redrawing both of these now, which is not great. So I want to be able to hold up Memory Lapse here. This could be a mirror. No, I guess they're not playing Lurrus. Still pretty far off of casting this one. Yeah, Sultai Ramp's not a super popular archetype at this format anymore. It's been a hot second. Could be one of the old ultimatum decks. Another discard spell here. I assume we're gonna lose the cat. Must have a removal spell for this. Not in a great spot here. Don't have pressure. Fatal Push is probably a blank. I assume the cat's about to die. Hey, Shreddo Lord, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate the support. Welcome back. Gonna hold on to this Fabled Passage in case we draw a Brainstorm here at some point. No, they're not Fall type pack. They have 2 basic forests. Yeah, almost assuredly, Ultimatum. Then I assume not targeting a land tier is indicative of the fact that we're about to get something big scary next turn. They have 8, 9, 10, 11 mana here. 12 if they have a regular land. 13 if they have another forest. Morning, Prince. I'm gonna go ahead and trade for this forest here. Am I? Yeah, I think so. I can't kill the Nissa anyways. I guess I could. Now even if I didn't block it in his vigilance, right? So yeah, so if I want to just kill it. I think we're gonna go ahead and Awakening here now. Let's grab our cat and our Death Toucher. Feels like we're about done here. I guess I could peel it into the story and have that be real good. Take one more draw at that before we pack it in. Definitely a matchup where our copies of Fatal Push will get to slide out. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12 mana here. I mean, I don't know that the Nissa was a particular beating here, more so than, like, my opponent had Hydrate Crises and I didn't get to cast my card advantage. I think that game was more about their early discard spells than anything. The fact that they were able to take away my Into the Story. I don't think comparing Into the Story to Muxus really makes sense. They, Into the Story's card advantage, whereas Muxus, like, ends the game on the spot, usually. See, chat, Rogues is busted. It's really strong. Yeah, the queue isn't a strict order, Grindel. Most of the things in the queue are added on the same day and have the same priority. So I'm kind of just like playing them on stream days in the order that I prefer to play them. And I think rogues will easily be the least popular of the 3 decks I played today, because my people like rogue decks, not rogue decks. So I wanted to put it up first. I think it's important that I get their graveyard filled up here with these Drowned in the Lochs in hand. I'm gonna play this at sorcery speeds, that way we can get the extra 2 triggers here. Take him out back and drown him in the Loch, chat. Tyrant Scorn sounds good. Cling to Dust is probably good. It's probably a discard spells out matchup. Bring in more cards that play to the board. Let me trim some Memory Lapse as opposed to that. It's a Crippling Fear matchup. They're a Burning Tree Emissary deck. What's his name? Robin Hood, Robber of the Rich is a rogue, right? So that makes Crippling Fear worse. Anybody know? Hey, good luck, Quavos. Yeah, it's a rogue. Okay. Do I want these Aether Gusts? I might want these Aether Gusts. It's like just kind of like a Memory Lapse that plays to the board. You want to trim one of these at least, then I'm going to trim a few Memory Lapse. Let's try this. Shuffler Truther, thank you for the 23 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think we mulligan this. I think the fact that my lands are painful means that it's just not good enough. Didn't have any cheap cards that played to the board either. Spell what? What block? Some block? Stone block. Stone.
And then what? One block.
There you go. Enjoy. Morning, we'll move it. Happy Friday. That's a birthday boy, not for one more day. He doesn't turn 6 till tomorrow. stolen my phone and run out of the room. No, that's his phone. Okay. He is going to be 6. The problem here is they have a Tyrant Scorn under this Robber of the Rich here, so I think we're dead. Yeah, I think we're dead because of our spells. I think if this had drawn a blink or two, we probably would be able to win that game, but the fact that they have just been straight mono red so far, haven't they? Yeah, maybe they have counter spells out of the board for like Tainted Pack or something. We'll see if our opponent has double. We'll see if our opponent has double Burning Trace for the 3rd game in a row. Painted Plaque is played in Historic. Yeah, arguably the best deck in the format right now is the Tainted Pack deck. If you haven't been following Historic, the Thassa's Oracle archetype. I think there's a good argument that it should be banned from the format. Drown in the Loch, unfortunately not being active. This game being a big deal. Okay, Thieves Guild Enforcer is an incredible draw here, so we'll get to go put this back, and then we'll get to go Enforcer into Drown something. Then we'll have Windrobber into Drown something, and then, yeah, and then we're almost active. Yeah, I mean, like, these cards get these, you know, our draw force active very quickly. These are like resource here. We're basically drowning anything they threw out here. They could have a second burn spell here, like if they have Stomp, I'm a little sad. Yeah, I got baited. This one is 7 or more cards, right? So if I drown something here... So if I drown this, and then Merfolk Windrobber hits them next turn, I get into the story. It's a big one. This might be wrong. I'm gonna draw some cards here to try and get a better look at what our stuff's gonna look like. Yeah, okay, so let's do this now. Another deal 3? That's so unfortunate. Yeah, I think we're dead here. Yeah, they're actually just mono red with a bunch of blue lands in it. Hazoret was really good. I guess I can end the story into a fatal push, huh? That's what I need to have happen, or another 1 mana thing. All right, so you're saying there's a chance. How do I want to close this game out? So we're going to trade Lurrus for Bone Crusher Giant here, so I get to play one thing off of it. Do I want that thing to be a Soaring Thought-Thief, or do I want it to be a cantrip? I can't decide. Three tough. I mean, I have another one. I have another one here. I've already played 2 into the stories, and I boarded 1 out. The Thief is a very fast clock, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Wow! Wow, that's gotta be wrong. That is crazy greedy. So I just Tyrant Scorn this, right? And go to 3. And then if this has a burn spell under it, I get to just use the Aether Gust on it. I can't believe we're gonna win this game. Just insane. They have a card in hand right now. Arena's visuals are bugged. They definitely should have blocked Lurrus. Yeah, Grixis Control will be the second deck today. Is the plan. No, they were literally just mono red with blue lands. I assume they have like counter spells on their board for Tainted Pact. Is what I would venture to guess. Look at that! A mythic I didn't have? It's exciting. Something like Blood Structure, sure. That's technically still a counterspell, basically. Lurrus Mirror Match. Having Thoughtseize to start's pretty good if they're on something like Auras. There's just so many different Lurrus decks in the format, it just like doesn't really tell us how to mulligan. Yeah, could be Pact. It is Pact. Take their card selection here. This matchup's got to be really good for us, right? Because, like, incidentally milling them can stop them from being able to combo. And, like, we have pressure plus disruption. I'm definitely not memory lapsing anything next turn, so I'm going to go ahead and draw the Lurrus here. Why would you take there, put 3 cards on the bottom card? Ooh, it's funny because it's true. So they have Pestilences here. So I think I'm supposed to wait until I have one more land here, so I can go Lurrus, replay my thing, have Memory Lapse / Drown up. Because I'm pretty sure I want this to be a spell. That's unfortunate. That's like really unfortunate. Because it also lets them keep their graveyard small. Alright, well I'm just gonna go ahead and use the Drown and the Loch here before they get a chance to exile their graveyard and make it be bad, so. It's always super tilting when you play against this deck and they have the perfect card for a given situation, because, like, you know it's a one-of. It's like, ah, yes! Your singleton deck had the perfect card. How fortunate. I don't think either of those cards are likely very playable in Historic Conscript. Very, very slow and clunky. I guess countering the Wishclaw Talisman isn't stellar when they have Lurrus in their hand. Ooh, maybe I'm supposed to Thieves Guild Enforcer, the card off the top of their deck there. I have Eggdoms to bring this back, though. Oh, Shriek on that is something. Get my cat back here. They have another sweeper. They have another sweeper. Yeah, I don't know if this game's guaranteed over, but we'll like one draw at a draw 4 if I don't hit them to concede. What do they get back? Just Wishclaw Talisman. It's not even, again, so much that, like, my opponent's deck has lots of good things to get back, so much as they just, like, don't really have things they lock themselves out of playing by playing Lurrus. They're playing Lurrus because it's effectively free. Yeah, sometimes you get back, like, Oracle or Wishclaw, but it's mostly just, like, a 3-2 lifelinker for 6 mana. People are so wild, chat. I had someone ask me why we weren't playing Kiora in the Sultai Planeswalkers deck, and they responded to me, my comment to them, telling them that it wasn't very good, with every time you activate Heart of Kiran, Kiora draws a card. And it's just like, that's not how Magic works at all. Not even a little bit, friendo. It does work in paper. It does work in paper. That's true. I mean, to be fair, like if it worked that way, that would be great. You'd put heck, there'd be a ton of decks in this format that would start with 4 Kiora, 4 Heart of Kiran. It's really just like, it's so weird to me. It's so weird to me how people will like confidently post stuff like that that's wrong, as opposed to just like asking someone who knows the rules. And pretty good. Yeah, Kiora doesn't even draw a card with fractals, like, it's really not good. Confidently posting things that are wrong is an American trademark. Something, shoot. I don't think there's any 3-mana sweepers that punish me here, so I do this, and then these are online already. So I crack you for 6 on turn 3. Yep. I'm the bad man. Duh. They could have Bantu's Reckoning, that's true. If they have Bantu's Reckoning, they got me. I'll be got by Bantu's Reckoning. Ooh, Witch's Vengeance would get me. Witch's Vengeance is a card they could reasonably play. Man, we could lose next turn, huh? If they have Pact in hand and a counterspell? If they have Pact counterspell, we lose here, right? Here's a good lesson. The devil doesn't need more advocates. If you feel the need to say, I'm going to play the devil's advocate, just don't make your statement. Just skip it. It is definitely wrong, definitely an objectively bad thing to be confident while you are being wrong. In fact, saying things that are incorrect in a confident manner is the fundamentals of how con men like, you know, Tucker Carlson and Ben Shapiro get away with what they do. Because a lot of people think if you sound confident. Yeah, I think we're dead, chat. And we're gonna see Oracle with the counterspell back up here. What were they going for there? I'm confused. Yeah, we take those. Oh, you know what? I should have flashed in my card to mill them when they went to one card in deck, right? So that was a mistake on my part. I could have played around that. They might have needed quad blue with the expansion. Yeah, maybe. They might have been hoping I was going to concede too. Yeah, I understand how their deck works. This isn't good enough, right? The brainstorm bricking is just too high of a chance. This is very good. Holy crap. Wow. Wow. All right, what do we put back? Shit. I think it's Windrobber. They just cried top. They just cried top, right? So I should lead on this. Well, that's unfortunate. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Discard spells are so tilting, chat. Just the stone cold worst. Yeah, the singleton Inquisition off the top. They did. They took the solid advice and hit the card we wanted to take on top of their deck. We gotta take that one. PVD, thanks for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. 4 cards in bin. They need 7 for this. They draw a sweeper. Hey, thanks for the Prime, Alamacan. Welcome back. Good morning. Okay, well, we're gonna get value off this Inquisition, so we got that going for us. Yeah, Tybalt's Trickery technically is disruption against the pack combo. It's just not very good disruption. Alright, so we're gonna lose into the story. Like, Historic is not a format where you can afford to play a card that's only good in one matchup. The top of their deck's been very good. This is a good draw because it means I'll be able to play this and Soaring Thought-Thief in the same turn eventually. This is our first deck of the morning. I assume this is a draw spell. Yeah. Well, they don't have second red yet. I think we're dead, shit. That'll do it. Hey, Savage, thanks for the 6 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. For keeping me around. So the 22 months, Mar, welcome back. I'm not going to get into the details of the Magic Arena economy here on stream or in chat today, Shade Plays. I'd encourage you to Google it. There's lots of good articles written about what the differences are between the two systems and what things cost. So feel free to get informed by reading stuff that people have written and make your own decision. Be greedy and bottom this one. It could be right to play this on black and then play this tap next turn, but also give me the opportunity to... Interesting. Yeah, we played against this person with their main deck Shaper Sanctuary yesterday. I would assume at least. I'd be surprised if there's multiple people with main deck Shaper Sanctuaries. Does black have good master rule? We have to wait till they give us damnation. Oh, there's plenty of good black sweepers, Luke. Things like Crippling Fear, Witch's Vengeance, Languish, Ritual of Soot, Extinction Event, Crux of Fate. A lot of good choices. Damnation even coming to Historic? Likely not. It's not in any of the sets that we're guaranteed to get at a minimum. I think we leave Inquisitions and discard spells in here so we can be proactive with them. I think we trim the Memory Lapses, so we're likely going to be tapping out in the early turns, dealing with their stuff that plays to the board. I'm not sure about Brainstorm. I probably don't have a ton of time to screw around with cantrips like that. Mar, thanks for the 22 months. Welcome back. Try and disrupt their curve here by taking that one. Like there's an interesting inclusion. Oh, they just didn't attack. Weird. Okay, well. Aether Vial would be a gas addition to this format. Card's real sweet. Dead Gael isn't really interested in playing Aether Vial. Speaking as someone who's played and worked on that archetype a lot. Well then. I probably should leave that one in my hand and throw the into the story back on top. Wow, they had Collected Company, and they didn't use it while I was tapped out. Weird. That was a good drop for them, and they fell into the trap of playing their cards at instant speed. Wouldn't you run 4 Vile, 4 Coco, and the rest creatures? No, so again, you don't even necessarily want to play. I actually think part of the reason why Aether Vial would be a good addition to the format is it would give a lot of creature decks a decision to make between playing Company and playing Vial. Like, if you look back at Magic, historically speaking, Vial and Company aren't really cards that go into the same archetypes. Vial is a card that really rewards you for wanting to play on curve, like 1, 2, 3 right on up. Whereas, like, Collected Company is a card that rewards you for wanting to play a glut of 3 mana spells. Yeah, Spirits in Modern was one of the few decks that played both, but generally speaking, you didn't play both of those cards simultaneously. Obviously, exceptions to every rule, but it's not just like a given that creature decks are automatically playing both of those. Well, we have double Fatal Push against Gandalf, but we have Brainstorm with the fetch land, so we can get rid of these, hopefully. Rankle isn't worth giving up Lurrus. Lurrus is very good, chat. Yeah, white-black mid-range, white-black tempo, whatever you want to call it. It's an aggressively slanted disruptive deck. It's the TLDR of what is Dead Guy Ale. Electrolyze is a rude card. We live to please, Whiskey. They're a Mizzix Mastery deck. Interesting. Nah, they ain't drawing that card again. That was counterspell, chat. And I'll do it again, I swear. Actually, is it crazy to just, like, draw a card, draw 4 cards here? I think I'm doing that, actually. These will kill shark tokens eventually. I deserve that. Their last card's just the absolute best possible Stone Cold Nuts. We're not just dead here by any means. We're like still playing a game, chat. Yeah, I think you could argue we're still ahead, right? I'm gonna cast Counterspell here. So they could have top decks to get them out of this, but they are super far behind at the moment, and that draw, like, let me do this. Mill your good card. Go. Your move, Yugi boy. Like, I gave them room to, like, have their best possible draw, and then they had it, and it didn't matter. Alright, so disputes and negates come in for sure. A couple of Cling to Dusts come in here. I think this is a Grafdigger's Cage matchup. Is it crazy to cut my Inquisitions? They don't hit any of my opponent's payoffs, but they hit some of their cheap removal and counter spells. So it'd be better to counter the copy they would cast. It didn't matter because I was milling them anyways. Not that I want Cage. Like, what am I cutting? What is Cage better than? Like, all of these cards are good, right? Like, I think you could make an argument for Aether Gust, Inquisition, and Grafdigger's Cage, but yeah, Cage also doesn't stop Mizzix's Mastery. It only stops Gear Hulk. Like, these cards all have, like, some text here, but I think their text boxes is worse than any of the cards that I'm playing. Hey, nice Silver Oak. Great to hear. Great to hear all the people hitting great end of curricular year milestones. You can't cut any of the creatures in this deck. All of the creatures are uncuttable. You can't get rid of your threats. You need to actually win the game. Yeah, we're gonna flip this Azcanta so hard for them. Might be a quick game 2, chat. I guess with this flipping, they could Teferi me here. The punish for not holding dispute. We've been playing some Sultai Planeswalkers, basically Dimir splash green. It's very reasonable. Hey, a busted card. This is exactly the type of situation this is busted in, chat. Oh, that's true. Yeah, the pack combo deck is largely Dimir. Often has a splash of some sort, but mostly Dimir. Man, that's good. Just like from close to dead to like solidly in the game in a single Brainstorm. Does Rogues want Stifle decided against Control? No, I don't think Stifle helps any of Rogue's hard matchups. I think it'd be a pretty bad inclusion. The matchups for Stifle are good. Your deck is already good. It's unfortunate.
I know who I am, and no one is telling me what to do.
I guess that actually isn't that big of a deal, huh? Are we gonna have lethal for her? This is 4, this is 2, this is 2. We kill Chandra this turn? I think this is actually fine. Because like we're at 20, right? So this emblem just doesn't matter. I think they played this Chandra wrong. They should wait to play their Chandra until we have a board that they can sweep.
Me, or is it getting a little warm in here?
It's really not getting that warm, Chandra. Nice, comfortable 19 over here.
I kind of crashed and burned here.
You did kind of crash and burn. We got 2 Wraths and a second Awakened Inferno. They didn't know I could do 8 to it the next turn? Sure, I guess. Be right to draw to try and spike a draw 4 in response to this.
Like wind and wave. I have just the trick for this.
Now I have to ship everything at this to kill it. Feels bad, man.
This was overwhelming.
And see a Cycler and Athcant activation. Man, I think we're just dead to this Shark Typhoon. I could have been right to sack this too, so I could replay it with this and draw another card. Going wide here is not terrible either, though. We're hoping to dodge Sweeper plus Counterspell or third Chandra. Yeah, we could go on the actual factual mill plan here. I'm gonna draw before I fetch here because I want this in my hand. Yeah, I definitely think Shark Typhoon is a card that was pushed to deal with 3-mana Teferi. Like, still dealing with Wilderness Reclamation a decade later. Archer needs food. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Shark Typhoon is 2 separate triggers. Stifles are not good against Shark Typhoon.
Encounter no obstacles.
What an awful beat. You can always see what upcoming decks we have in the stream queue by checking out the stream queue on my website. Hopefully they don't have a counterspell for this dispute, because if we get memoried, the game is over. But if we could take the Narset off the table next turn and then into the story, we're in an okay spot. Yeah, we're pretty dead to second Shark Typhoon, so I can't play around it. Hopefully it's just like a Gear Hulk here. It feels like they're paying an X. That sucks. Really unlucky for us. Nah, it's a Typhoon. They were paying X. Maybe I shouldn't have fought over the Lurrus. Actually, I think the big mistake I made this set was the turn I played Lurrus, I should have cycled and recasted the card that drew a card, as opposed to, I should have cycled the card that drew a card, as opposed to, recasting the thing that milled them. It's definitely what I should have done. Now the opponent's only got 17 cards in their deck, chat.
Right on schedule. Hold that thought.
16. Should we have played Enforcer there to mill their Teferi? No, I was hoping that the Shark would attack. Yeah, I'm aware, but they haven't resolved memory yet. This game's not over, chat. Calm down. I draw a Drown in the Loch here. We Drown in the Loch this. I kill their Narset. I draw 4 cards. We like play a game of Magic. The problem with the design on Shark Typhoon Fake USB is that it's a card that allows you to pivot in the late game and close out very quickly while not having to actually put a slot in your deck dedicated to doing that thing. So your card that's a cantrip that helps you hit land drops in the early game shouldn't also be a scalable, uncounterable threat in the late game that generates value while doing that. Yeah, if it was templated that you could draw or create a shark, that would be fine.
We still have much to learn.
Alright, well they let Narset die for some reason, so I'm gonna draw some cards. There's one basic left in my deck, right? Let's fetch it out. I might be wrong to tap out for the second one there. The Chandra emblem plus the shark might actually kill us here still, chat. This might be a game where the Chandra emblem catches up here. We'll see. Hey, congrats, Lord.
You know what?
Yeah, it looks like our opponent boarded out of their Magma Opuses and Gear Hulks and stuff. Memories, all alone in the moonlight, and the mystical disputes. Do 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 do. Boo do 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 do. Okay, have rest in peace. $11 cards in deck. 9 cards in deck. 7 cards in deck.
You're not going to win this.
Well, I guess I get to redraw this with Teferi. That's fine though, right?
Hold that thought.
No, wait on the second Brainstorm. Till we get a little deeper. The fact that they have 2 Teferi is a little worrisome. Teferi is a mother tucker, so if they go down that road, we could be in trouble. Okay.
You need to slow down.
That's why I'm verbally saying how many cards are in my opponent's deck when I mouse over it. 5 cards. I don't think I can afford to Thoughtseize here, right? Because it puts me to 3. We're just dead to Shark. There's a Drown in the Loch in my hand. So no, we're not dead to Shark. Well, Agadeem doesn't do a whole lot considering my graveyard is gone. If we do end up losing this game, we get game 3 on the play. Which is nice. Oh, yeah. Listen, chat. When you take a Gandalf's will to continue playing Magic and grind it into the dirt, don't complain. Listen, 104.3A or whatever it's called. They're allowed to concede at any point, chat. When they're no longer having fun, they can pick their Magic cards up and leave. It's 104.3A, exactly. A player may concede at any point. Yeah, I mean, this build of Rogues felt really good. And obviously, I expected this build of Rogues to feel really good, because this is card for card the deck list of Rogues you can find up on my website in the Proven section. So, a great place to find many historical deck lists that are kept up to date constantly is jeffhoagland.com, clicking historic decks. Yeah, I don't really have any changes. Like, we've got 4 of all the good cards. We've got good disruption, good interaction. We got a spread of different utility things out of the sideboard. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Easy, good video set to put up on the site. And again, continuing the theme of, you know, playing decks that are good is much easier to win with, it turns out. We played Black White Auras the other day too, and kind of hot knife through Bunnard, and definitely easy to understand why people play these decks because they're very good.